Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video. And today we're reviewing the Ambitful G-12 inflatable tube light, inflatable light. Ideally, what this does is an LED light that you can blow air into it and it produces a nice, pleasing, soft light. But anyway, why did I get this light? I'm just gonna call this light, okay? Why did I get this light? Well, first things first, when it comes to lighting, I always like to produce hair light, a light that separates the subject from the background. A lot of people focus on the key light, but then for me, hair light is the key. You can say rim light also does a good job, which I have right over there, but then hair light is what does the job done. And when it comes to hair light, you have to light the fixture from the top. And to do so, you're gonna need a C-stand or some kind of mounting options where you can mount the light on top. Sorry if I keep looking a lot of places because there are 3 monitors. I don't know which one to look. All right. Anyway, the thing with that is you have to bring a lot more equipment. So let's say you have like a 60 watts. That's like a tube light that Zhiyun sells or Godox, whatever. That plastic light, you still have to mount it on the 1/4-inch thread and still have to figure out a mounting options. Well, you could argue that you can use a clamp mounted somewhere else, but where would you find a clamp on the ceiling? You don't want to break someone else's house or your house, and clamp also has a risk of over-tightening and you may break the stuff. So this is where it comes in handy, right? For me, this works because you can attach this by a magnet. I'm going to hold this way so you guys can read it a lot better. It's still the other way around, but anyway. The nice thing about this is there are magnets right over here and right over there. So you could just stick it up on top. And there are also tube lights that are just 6 watts or 12 watts that are just small. That still has a magnet. You can put it on top. Let me just show you. Things like this, right? These tube lights can do the job. There are magnets right over here. You can place it on top and, give yourself a bit of a halo effect. But then, thing about this is it's metal, so it's heavy. There's a 1/4-inch thread anyway, but it's heavy. So, I thought this will do the job when it comes to tight spaces and stuff. But then, when this came out, it just caught my attention because this thing weighs really light, right? And also the danger of mounting this on top is that when the magnets will fail on you, let's just say, when this drops, you're gonna have a headshot. So with this, let's just say this drops on my head, which I won't, but let's just say I do, there's no damage done. So I think that's what's nice about it, and that's the reason why I got it. Let me just put some air in it. Let's show you guys how this actually works. There's a little thing right over here where you can blow air. The company actually says that you have to use some kind of a blower, a specific one that's designed for this. But then it's also okay to use your mouth. So I'm just gonna do it anyway. 3 to 5 seconds. It's done, right? Close that thing up, and there you have it. And there's a button right here at the back, function controls. So I'm just going to turn it on. Press 3 more seconds to activate it. Now it's activated, and I'm just going to turn the light on. So this can go up to 100%. Let me just bring it up to 100%. As you can see, it's really, really bright, right? I think my camera right now is on ISO 800 and 2.8, so you can see what that does. It just blows everything away. 2%, right? So ideally, I'm planning to get like 3 more of this and try to figure out a creative lighting setup that I can do with this. So I do have magnets right over there, and I can mount this on top. The top light I do have right now is the same thing as this. It's mounted on top. Let me just show you guys, right? So if I turn the light off, as you can see, my hair light is gone. right? So let me try to substitute that with this. Okay, that's up there, 30%. And how does it look? Nice thing about that is it has a some kind of diffusing on the outside, so it gives a bit more, I would say, softer and more pleasing. Sorry, that's my dog right there. Pleasing light to work with. And the hair light that I used before is the same thing with this, but then I still had to diffuse it with some kind of foam on top to give a soft look, right? Although it does do the job, to me it still is risky whenever it's going to drop on my head or whatnot, right? And I have to carry two of this, and you know, this might just rip off in the travel bag. You never know. And I personally think that this may be the future of lighting, where everything is just light and where you can just work on your set, not worrying about bringing a lot of tools, you know. I love lighting setups. I love doing creative things with it. But then if you're a one-man band, or let's say you have a tight space, you can't fit in the C-stand. And although I do love the C-stands, it's pretty heavy, right? So you eliminate the weight and you just have that. And that thing also folds down, right? So I'm gonna bring it back again. So when the air is out, you can basically fold it into a small size where you can just carry around wherever you want. And I think that's really good. Now, are there downsides to getting this light? Well, personally, I only wish that there was like an app control where you can dim down or raise up the intensity of the light. But then this is pretty fairly new to the market, so considering it's the first generation of the tube lights for creators, I think we still have to wait about a year or 2 years or some more competitions in the market to come in to have that option. But then for now, what you get for the price, it's really unbeatable. I think this costs about $20 right now, and it's one of the best investments that I've made under $20, I think. And the reason why I got the brand Ambitful is because it comes with a shoe mount. And like I said, there isn't any mounting options for this except the magnets, right? But then there's this tool right here. I don't know if you guys can see that well. It's a magnet to 1/4-inch thread. So when you mount this onto the magnets, you can basically use a ball head or any other mounting options to. And for those who are not used with this or haven't had the experience of using some kind of, you know, inflatable lights, you will be surprised how durable it is once it's mounted on top. Right? Not only the magnet itself is strong, the fact that it is light, you can just work with, you know, really cheap light stands. Right? So there goes your budget again. You can bring down the cost. So I think that's really good. And also another thing I like about this is the feature controls. You can also, it's bicolor, right? First of all, it's bicolor. So you can change the intensity of the light. So from white to, let's say, 6500 kelvins. There you go. That's 6500. And I can tone it down until 2700. So also you can see a battery percent. So when I raise the intensity up, it shows you how many minutes you can run this light for. So when I'm at 26%, it shows me I can run this for about 4 hours and 40 minutes. So that's a good feature to have. And this can be run through a USB-C port. And there are a lot more brands that produces things like this. Recently, Ulanzi came up with their 12 volt and 20 watts light, which is a lot more bigger. And also Inky is also a company, I think, that first came out with this kind of product. But then when I plug this Ambitful light into my computer to charge it, when I look up the USB onto the computer, the light itself said it's Inky, right? So I'm not sure how these Chinese companies work. I don't know if they're all sister companies in some areas or whatnot. But this Ambitful registered as Inky, so I think they kind of got the product, or they I don't know. I don't know how this works. If you're wondering which brand to get, I think all of it does the same job. But like I said, I got the Ambitful because it comes with the magnetic mount and the ball head for a cheaper price. So if you're looking into this, I think 12 volts would be a great way to step in. The size is what I needed. 20 watts, I really didn't see where it fit in. You know, it's bigger than this, like about this size. And I do have tube lights, so why do I need it? For me, that's what I thought. So if you need a bigger lights, maybe 20 watts is the one for you, but I just need this for my hair light. And like you saw, at 100%, it's way brighter than I need. It's more than I need. So 20 watts, I think it's an overkill, but it all depends, right? If you're a cinematographer, you have more space to work with. 20 watts is maybe what you need. But for now, I'm planning to get two more of this as a 3 complete set. And if I need some sort of long light, I can still connect it into a metal rod on top. And there are a lot more creative ways you can light with this. The companies do market their products as their key light. I don't think this does well as a key light. As for key lights, you need nice, soft, big source of light. This will not do as a direct key light. But what you can do is mount 3 of this, maybe 4, into a magnet holder and use it like a Kino flow. They were really one of my favorite lights to work with. Those lights produce really natural, pleasing light, even in a direct source. And especially also for product shots. And by doing so, you get a Kino flow that's a lot lighter, a lot smaller. If there is a way, if Ambitful or some other companies can come up with a stand that you can just attach some sort of magnets onto it and have barn doors on the side, and even perhaps add another layer of diffusion on the barn doors, I think in total you get about 60 watts in total. Not 60. 12 times 3 would be like 24, 36 of watts. If you add 4, you get more lights. But I think that will produce a really light way of key light. So if you guys are interested, I'll probably provide you guys a link below. I highly recommend this. And I think inflatable lights are a future to go. One downside may be that accidentally you may rip this up, maybe poke with a sharp object, and you're pretty much done with this. But then considering the price, it served you, let's just say, 3 paid projects. This is already free, right? So that's what it is, and that's that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching today. I also have another interesting product I'd like to share with you guys on my next video. Can't wait to share that with you guys. So make sure to subscribe, and I'll come back with the next one.